Hi everyone. As you know, I won the first episode of this series, so I'm gonna get to spin this wheel and get an extra card this week, or maybe get to ban something. So let's find out what we get. Alright, so I do get an unban. Unfortunately, no cards are banned right now, but we will see if I get to unban something next week.
Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of the expansion series. Unfortunately, we weren't able to beat Matt in the last episode. Spoilers if you haven't seen it yet. And so today I'm in the loser seat. That means that I am in charge of presenting the new set that we'll be opening today, Arabian Nights, and also I'll get to open two more packs from our last opening, in this case beta, which honestly I'm not even that upset about. Another chance to get power. But let's talk a bit about Arabian Nights, and here you can already see a couple cards that I'd be looking for when I'm opening. Library of Alexandria, an incredible card, especially when we have low resources and really not that many ways to draw cards easily. This is easily one of the cards that I'm looking for this set, at an uncommon too. Bazaar is a very powerful card, but like it's gonna take a bit to get it rolling. I would love to open a couple for when we get more graveyard interaction cards, but it's definitely great. City of Brass, kind of like a double-edged sword. Both Matt and I had got icy manipulators, and so that's kind of like a way of like a clock in a way. If you watched the last episode, there was a lot of time where Matt was locked under the icy manipulators, but there was really not much happening until I was able to kill him. So if we end up playing City of Brass, because it deals damage when it's tapped, not necessarily when you add mana, it is a way, and used to be a way in the past, I believe, to just get killed. And the other are just like very good creatures for what we have available this time. Most of the djinns are at least playable. Juzam is one of the big ones, 5/5 for 4, that just deals one damage, is like ridiculous for how well started it is for this time. As well as the green djinn, whose name escapes me, but is also pretty good as well. Of note, both me and Matt have Mox Emerald, so it is a card we could conceivably play without forests. So kind of like nullifying the problematic aspect of the triggered ability. Now, before we open, let's just talk a little bit about the deck itself. Sorry, the set itself. So it is, to my knowledge, the only Magic set that's based in the real world, and I'm ignoring things like Fallout and more like Universes Beyond sets. Was released relatively shortly after the first sets, and then it has like very limited print, and also not that many cards available. We have like 78, but as I mentioned, there are a lot of very good started creatures. There are also some that are completely horrible even for the time, and as I mentioned already, it's just cards that I'd be looking for: Bazaar, Library, Juzam, as well as others. There are other cool cards. The Squambat Witches that I'm probably completely misspelling. Oubliette is a very good removal spell as well. A couple of things of note before we start opening packs is that there are cards that are obviously not in MTGO, like Sherazad, which is featured here, but also of note, there are a couple cards that were removed because of community guidelines. They are just, all the times where like sensibilities were not really paid attention from the corporate world, and so there is no way for us to remove them from the pack generators. So be warned, true warning, if that is something that you need to be mindful of. You can skip ahead if that would upset you. Other than that, I'm gonna move on to opening our two packs from beta that we get for losing, and I would really love to get some power. Also, same rules apply here. Another pestilence I love, in the sense of like, if there are anti-cards, which I didn't mention, but in Arabian Nights there is one, probably the best anti-card, Jeweled Bird, and also cards that are not in MTGO, like so as that in the rare slot, that would mean that we just reroll the pack. Okay, so this is already a card that I need to reroll because of Central Corner from Below. It's an anti-card, also a pretty powerful one. And this one is from the rare pack, not great. Royal Alert, this is a fine card, but we get another Bolt. Dark Ritual, which is a card that we missed on all 5 lands, so that's kind of like whack. But Dark Ritual is a very, very powerful card. We didn't get any, and so I'm very happy to see one. Air Elemental is another card that we missed on, and it's for the time being relatively strong as well. So pretty happy with this one. Just so that I can keep what I opened, I'm just gonna open another one of these. Give me a second. So let's just open a pack until we get something that is not anti. Okay, this does not seem to be an anti, and so that is what we'll keep. Spell Blast, we did not get any of these. Another Disintegrate, which we cannot play. I think we have 4 already. Well, it's okay. Honestly, pretty mediocre pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 planes, my god. I would love this in paper, but realistically, a pretty big dud. But we are moving on to then Arabian Nights. So 15 packs. Sorry, 15 packs of this one. And let's see. Okay. Alright, Great Bazaar. This is one of those cards that I said this is just, don't look at it. It is blocked by community guidelines. I don't think it is in MTGO anyway. But very cool. Like, Bazaar already very good. Kirdape, first appearance, obviously. Also, okay. This one was interesting. It's kind of like it can stall the board a lot. So if we can get it to survive, it's actually not horrible to stall the board. Another wow, okay, oh my god, okay, so Double Bazaar Library, that is wild. God, whenever we end up, like, I'm wondering if I can eventually get like vintage competitive level Dredge. That would not stay alive for long, but 2 Bazaars is wild. Combat Switches I really like. Obviously Library, it's an uncommon, so it's not that difficult to see it. I really like this card. Obviously, I'm gonna play as many as I can fit into the deck. Okay, Old Man is a pretty interesting one. I don't know how good our blue pool is gonna be, but so far I'm already liking our black combat witches. 2 of them plus the Dark Ritual that we opened can really help us with a lot of what I believe are just more powerful cards that we have. Cavalgul is also interesting as it just keeps getting bigger for every creature that dies, and so eventually it can just be like something that's just unkillable for Matt. This card, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, El Hayai, I think is what you say it, but basically it's kind of like a lifelinker in a way. We don't have as many bonuses, but things like Unstable Mutation or like Unholy Strength could actually get a pretty unstoppable combat creature. Pyramids, this card's so funny. I don't know what they were thinking about with this card. Was it really that annoying to get like Lands Destroyed that you would pay 6 mana for this and 2? Flying Man is like, very iconic as well. An upgrade on the Trident, Merfolk the Trident Pearl. What was this? Untap a creature. Interesting. If it's an untap an artifact, I'd be playing it immediately with our Time Vault. Also didn't mention there is no way for us to untap artifacts in this set that I could find. City of Brass, very happy to see this one. Again, kind of like a double-edged sword in a way, but getting to filter mana, I think both Matt and I missed on duels on the beta openings, and so anything that lets us play multiple colors easily is gonna be pretty good. Oubliette, very happy to see this one. I honestly really like just having non-conditional removal. It's a little on the expensive side, but if we're coming back to the control version that we had, which is not a guaranteed, then it is very interesting. What did Desert do? Sorry, 1 second, I'm going up. Desert, or do 1 damage to an attacking creature after it deals its damage. Alright, I think we got more than one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know that we can play 4, but maybe we could try just to have something of like, hey, if you attack me, I'm just gonna kill all your creatures. So let's move on from that. This is funny. So Dandan, a lot of people in New York are playing this. We have a bunch of Dandan enthusiasts, so we're definitely not playing this, but it's a fun callback. What else is there? Sorcerer's Queen, another very good control card in my opinion. Just making their Matt's biggest creature into a 0/2 is gonna be very annoying, I assume, and also pretty good. We had 2 Wombat Witches, so realistically we could assemble like a kill a creature per turn kind of combo. Actually, no, never mind, because the Wombat Witches, if he's good, which I trust him to be, he would just kill the Sorcerer's Queen with the Wombat Witch. But yeah, it's pretty good. Cavalgul, pretty happy to see it as well. Other good creatures I haven't mentioned. Desert Nomad is like fine. I don't know if Matt's gonna be playing in deserts, but it's an okay static creature for what we have. Alibaba, just kind of very funny card for me. An Accurate Ape, which I'm happy to see as well. Elizabeth 2, each time has an attack, it deals 2 damage to you. It just costs 2, so realistically it could just be like a pretty aggro card. I don't know how many we opened, but it could be interesting to just hold the fort. More witches, which I'm happy to see. If you don't attack with rages, okay. So just an aggro card. There's definitely a way that we could just be playing aggro red in a way. Rock Egg. If it goes to the graveyard, 4/4 flying creature. Okay. So let's keep going. Serendipity, I think this is one of the bad ones. When you upkeep, you must choose up your own lands. One of your own lands is destroyed. If you destroy an island, it does 2 damage to you. It's destroyed immediately if at any point you have no lands in play. Oh my god. Okay. Well, 5/6 for flying is okay, but given the fact that we have things like Icy Manipulator, I don't think that this is something we can play. But also, Suleiman, I saw this card and I was laughing out loud. Like, just like a 5 mana for a 5/5 or deal 5 damage to you. There's no in between. Very funny. I don't know this card, so it's probably not great. If you choose to block with this flip coin after the fence is announced, opponent calls side to say as well coins in the area for wins. Okay, so it's an unreliable blocker, not necessarily what I'm looking for. Okay, and the ring is actually, like Aladdin's ring is actually not crazy, but it is a way of, killing someone. So, even for 8 mana. So, let's come back. I have to take a look if all of these cards are available on MTGO for some of the packs to reroll. But like just from these first 3 packs, I'm already like hilariously happy. 2 Bazaars and a library is very good. Obviously Bazaar not as great right now, but we could maybe try to concoct something. We had like Resurrection. I don't think there's anything good enough to like try to reanimate, but still pretty good to just filter a lot of cards out. So yeah, we'll start cooking and I'll see you back when the deck is done.
Hi everyone watching. So we're going to open up our packs for Arabian Nights. Before opening up, just want to do a quick warning. There are some cards from this set that are no longer really appropriate and likely weren't appropriate back then that you may see here as a result of opening these packs. We will not be including these in any of our decks, and we'll do our best to keep them off the screen as much as possible. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in to the second pack opening part of our expansion series. So opening 15 packs here. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we got Dandan. Okay, so Dandan is it's not a great card, but it's got a full format behind it. Really fun format, a lot of fun to play. It's Cyclone. So this could be decent. I mean, don't think it's gonna be what we're looking for, but if we're going for like a control route, maybe. We got the Ifrits. So Ifrits, basically were creatures that were viewed as overstated for the cost, but they all have like a kind of small downside. So here, you got to pay 2 black on every upkeep if you want to keep this alive. Let's see what else we got. So we have Sands of Abala, which gives a creature Island Walk. Let's see what else we got. We got Sandstorm. We got Rook Egg, Kumbaj Witches, Pauper All-Star from back in the day. Let's see what else we got here in the next pack. So we got the Hashran Ogre. We got another Ifrit. We got Ebony Horse, which removes a creature from combat. And it's kind of like a Maze of Ith effect. So important to notice, as you may know right now, we're only having 7 cards here. That is because these packs only did have that many cards, which was just a thing that was different in the past. Is that some of these sets are going to have less than 15 cards, as we know today. So here we got the Gabsan Ogre. It's pretty good if you're on the play, especially turn 1. But it's a risky card because if your opponent ever ends up with more life than you, they just take control of it, and they can keep that for a long time. Just a big downside. We got the Serendip Djinn. So this is going to destroy an island every upkeep. If you destroy an island, it's also going to deal 3 damage to you. However, the upside is that this is a 4-mana 5/6 flyer. So you're hoping that even if you're taking 3 damage and destroying one of your islands every turn, you're going to be able to kill your opponent fast enough that that won't matter. We have Aladdin, which is pretty good to take control of an artifact of an opponent. Definitely could be big if you remember from our last one. We were having a lot of artifacts on the field that were very important, so Aladdin could definitely be an important card this week. We've got Unstable Mutation, so this gives +3/+3 for the turn, like a giant growth, but every turn after that, it's going to get a -1/-1 counter. So overstated for blue for the cost, but will eventually end up hurting. And we've opened a couple of these now, so it's good to know that we might be able to make a deck with this. Another Dan, we got Merchant Ship, which just is not great, but it's just, I always really like the art on this card. Got Desert, so Desert is kind of like a waste where you can tap for colorless, but also it is a land that can deal 1 damage to an attacking creature, so that's pretty important sometimes, just being able to kill creatures because of what Desert does. Got Kumba's Witches again, we've got another Unstable, Dan, Desert Twister, which is a destruction effect for mono green, though it's a bit overcosted at 6. Got another Ifrit. So what does this one do? Any player may pay green and have Ifrit deal 1 damage to each player and each flying creature in play. This ability does not tap the Ifrit. So this is pretty wild. It's like a pestilence effect on it. Now, if you're not facing a green opponent, that's really good for you because you get to control it. But if you're facing an opponent with green, it can be risky, as they can pay 3 green to destroy the Ifrit. So what else do we have here? What is this? I've never seen this card before. Bottle of Solomon. So we flip a coin. Target opponent calling heads or tails with coins in the air. If the flip ends up, an opponent deals 5 damage to you. Otherwise, a 5/5 Djinn immediately comes into play on your side. Use a counter to represent the Djinn, as the Djinn is created as an artifact. And Bottle of Solomon is discarded after use. So this is a pretty risky card, as you can tell. I mean, you're either taking 5 damage or making a 5/5 for 4, and the 1 more for the flip. So definitely a very risky card. I don't think that that's what we're going to end up playing, but it is a very cool card. It can definitely win you some games. We've got King Solomon, really good at destroying Ifrits and Djinns. So you can use that if you're playing a white deck just to be able to destroy your opponent's big creatures that are overstated. We've got Library of Alexandria. Oh my god. That is an amazing card. So Library of Alexandria, taps for colorless, but also if you have 7 cards in hand, you can tap to draw a card. So that's going to be drawing you a card almost every turn, giving you insurmountable card advantage. Really, really good card. We've got Curd Ape. So this is part of the original deck called Zoo. And why it was called Zoo is because creatures you'd see at the zoo were in it. And Curd Ape was one of those creatures. Really good in Zoo type decks. We've got Flying Carpet. That for 2 mana gives a creature flying. And if that creature is destroyed, so is Flying Carpet. A bit overstated being 4 mana, but that's alright. We've got another Curd Ape, another Ogre, another Serendip Djinn. We've got a Metamorphosis. which sacrifices a creature in play for a mana equal to the casting cost +1, and this mana can be any one color, so only one color. We've got a mountain, so this mountain was really rare as there was not supposed to be any basics in this set, but they did actually have a mountain slip by, so it's kind of cool to see that in our pack. Obviously, we would have liked something a bit better, but still cool to have that little mountain as a reminder. We've got Island of Wok Wok. It's a funny card. It lets you tap to reduce a flying creature's power to 0. Not great as you're using your land up for that, but there's that. We've got City in a Bottle, which is a very funny card. It gets rid of all cards from Arabian Nights. They're all discarded except for City in a Bottle, so it's a way to just kind of get rid of everything in the set that you're worried about. We have got another City in a Bottle. We've got the Brass Man. It doesn't untap. You gotta pay 1 to untap it. Let's see. What else do we have here? We've got another Mountain. We've got Jeweled Bird, which is an anti-card, so we're going to be opening up a new pack just to replace that. We've got Oubliette. We've got Curdape again. So a lot of Curdapes. You definitely could make a red-green deck with the Ogres and Curdapes. Another City in a Bottle. Dancing Scimitar. Let's see. And in our last pack, what do we have? We have Old Man from the Sea and a City of Brass. With the Oubliettes, it's looking really good for a Jund-style deck, but also we've got a lot of good blue cards. It's going to be interesting to see what we end up building with this. I mean, so many good cards. So I will be back with the deck list soon, and I'll see you guys there.
Hello everyone, Adri here with a little bit of a deck of what we're going to do today. So, unfortunately there's a lot, and I mean a lot of cards from Arabian Nights that we pulled that are not open. You can see here I tried to make like a bunch of decks. There was a aggressive version with like Nasf Asp or something like that. It's like a 1/1 for 1 that deals an extra damage, like a delayed damage. And kind of like a green aggro with red and black. But that didn't pan out as well. A couple of cards that we were also missing were like Sorcerer Queen in black that I thought was available is not. And so that ended up changing a little bit what I wanted to do. I also tried to make a blue-black, like more control-y, but we don't have enough creatures to make it, you know, to kind of like end the game. So I basically came back to this one with a little bit of tweak. So I'm gonna try this, the Quombat Witches. I was very impressed with this in Mono Black Controlling Pauper years and years ago, so I'm gonna try this one as well, in case that just as like a big blocker in a way. We saw a lot of like 2/3s and 2/4s from Matt's deck the last time, and also just like a way of just chipping in at other cards, which may not be incredible, but I think I want to try it. The double black cost obviously very annoying. We also upgrade our removal a little bit with Oubliette, which is basically just like completely removes a card from the board. There's very few cards that interact with this. I don't know that Matt's gonna have any answer for them. Cabal Ghoul, for some reason when I was opening the boosters, I thought this was a 1/1 for 1, but it's a 1/1 for 3, which makes it significantly worse. But I think if we end up destroying a lot of his creatures and we're still on the plan of like a lot of removal, this can end up being the biggest beater in the board and trade for like a lot of cards or just like simply win through the game. Dark Ritual, also an upgrade that we got from our pity pack, as well as our third Lightning Bolt. We still have, you know, the same guys as last time, the Manic Tutor, 2 Sinkholes, 2 Terrors, Wheel of Fortune as a way of like, either if we're behind in cards or simply we don't have anything good, we can wheel. Disruptor Scepter, same as before, as well as Basalt Monolith. This is kind of like to ramp, and this is more just to keep the game closed in terms of like how many resources Matt is able to accumulate. Rod of Ruin was pretty good last time, and also because we know that Matt has this like the Hive and other kind of like creatures that I want to be able to ping down. I also feel like combined with the Witches and the Pestilence, we are pretty okay at chipping down a lot of his creatures, so we might end up in a position where we can just like completely destroy anything that he has. Notably for the witches, 3 is about as much as you want. 3 in board means that if you use all 3, they can kill one of yours. And you can also always take damage yourselves, which as a control deck is not something you want to do. But if you control the board enough, then it is a good way to just like block the board. Scimitar is honestly just like a big blocker. We saw a couple of our elementals from Matt, and as a 1/5 flyer, it's pretty hard to go through. Another big card from Arabian Night is Aladdin's Ring. Now, this is a hilarious amount of mana, but if we land it and we're not dead, we're just basically winning the game on the spot. There's very little that you can do to beat 4 damage every turn, not only to creatures just to control the board, but also just to face. This ends up very quickly. We cut 1 fireball compared to our other build, as well as some of the regeneration cards. I wasn't super impressed with them, so I'm just going to try it like this. Drain Life is a little, we had some difficulties with it when we were doing the match last time because of missing black mana. However, with both Dark Ritual and a lot more heavy on our black compared to our previous build of last series, which I'll explain a little bit why. Library of Alexandria is here, obviously much better if I have it in my opening hand. I don't know if we're going to be able to use it effectively if we don't have it opening hand, but it is sufficient, like it's enough of an upswing that I want it. Now, we both have access to Sinkholes and Stone Rain, so I don't expect this to be in play forever, but it's pretty good to just have. City of Brass, I mentioned during the opening, can be a double-edged sword, and I'll have to see how I feel about it after game 1, because we both have Icy Manipulators, which is a way to just like lose the game on the spot. More removal in terms of like weakness, raise that just to get back some of our creatures, which are not that many. It's either Dancing Scimitar or Combat Witches or the Cabal Ghoul, but I still would like to be able to just bring them back. Disintegrate as like a way to kind of like try to finish the game. Again, just like direct damage just to win. As well as Fireball if we have a lot of excess mana, which we have some amount, just to clear the board a little. Other than that, we then have a interesting pivot plan that I was thinking of. So basically, we just board in all of these cards, which they are hilariously aggressive. So the Hazard Ogres is just basically a 3/4 2 black, paying 2 mana on attack, or they do 3 damage to you. It's basically irrelevant if you're trying to go for like a self-kill black. Juggernaut, a card that's just like very aggressive in general, just like all attacks. You can always just put fear on it, and then it's basically unblockable for the most part. Eric Riders, which is another card that just wants to go face. Would be a thing that I would think of if Matt just has like a very slow-ish plan. I cannot see him not playing Ancestral since he had it, and so I expect blue from him, which is relatively bad at removing creatures, and so that's a way that I'm thinking of going in terms of like a more aggro deck. City in a Bottle is a very fun one. When I was talking to Matt offline about what we had gotten, he mentioned that he had a very good opening for the series, but not so much for like the future, and so that makes me think that he opened like a couple of the Djinns or of some sort. And so City in a Bottle is kind of like an emergency button of we're just gonna play the game based on the cards we had before. Most of my win conditions, if not all of them, do not rely on either being permanent on the board, although it would kill my library and my City of Brass, but that's alright. But it could still at least allow me to defend myself a little. So that's what we're gonna try, and I'll see you after when we start playing the game.
Hi everyone, this is my deck for the second episode of the expansion series. So we're using a couple new cards. We've got Library of Alexandria, City of Brass to fix our mana, while also Library just to draw cards. And we're going a lot more aggressive this week with Unstable Mutation, Kurdape, and Gazban Ogre, as well as Serendib Djinn and Ifrit. So we're just going to try and really get that damage in fast and keep our opponent playing the game, unlike last week where we had a much slower thing. We also have a couple City in the Balls on the sideboard. These are pretty good at blocking if our opponent has too many good cards from this expansion. As we can definitely win without this expansion, but we are relying heavily on it. So let's take this in and see if we can do this. See you in the match.
Check that I'm recording the right thing.
All right, everyone. Going into our first game of the Expansion Series 2, I won the die roll, so I will be taking the play. Let's do this.
Oh my god, this hand is so cringe.
This hand's fine. We'll keep it.
Okay. I mean, it's not horrible. It's actually pretty funny. Sorry, I'm trying to...
No worries. I understand going down to 5 is hard.
No, not 5. I'm keeping this. I'm just doing it in my mind. Pum, pum, pum. Okay, then draw, play this. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. I am very afraid. You were very confident.
I'm very confident.
I wanted to be like an aggro as well with this guy. We'll see. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. Dark Ritual into Scepter. That is scary.
So Ritual was one of the cards that I opened from my Peter pack, which I am very happy about.
Man, that is a lot of mana very quickly.
It is.
Nope.
Yeah, I figured.
Now the ogre's coming in. Let's go.
Nice. Yeah, so very aggro. I understand.
Yep.
I assumed you had a counter spell, which is why I played it that way.
Wheel of Fortune. No, my Ifrit.
Oh no. I knew you had one of these. Is that no, it's a different one.
Kumbajwich. Yeah. Love Kumbajwich was a Pauper All-Star for a while.
It is. That's why I was very excited. Also, this art is like slaps incredibly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unstable mutation.
Stable mutation. Gotcha. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, the damage is coming in fast.
It is coming in fast. Is it coming in fast enough though? We'll see. Also, it's technically not. Oh, also you're missing land drops. Oh.
Yeah, I had 2 land drops, but then you Wheel of Fortune me away from them.
I am so sorry. Not. I can realistically hold for quite a while here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's unfortunate that I don't have exactly what I need. How am I playing this? I feel like this is an important turn.
Could be.
Let's start by just reducing the pressure a little bit.
That's painful.
And then
beginning of each instance, +1/+1 counter on Cabal Ghoul for each creature that died that turn. Oh, interesting. Okay.
which let it be known that when I was doing the thing, I thought it was a 1/1 1/1 because the 2 was so dark that I couldn't see anything.
I see.
It was very funny.
Got a couple options here. Now I need to think what the best one is. I think let's do this. We're gonna play another Curd Ape, another Unstable Mutation.
Gotcha. Okay.
We're just gonna try and get in there.
Try and get in there. Okay. Okay.
How much damage do you want to take?
Not much, I'll be honest.
Yeah, do you just want to, I
I
guess,
don't care about this. this much damage.
But yeah, like I was
If my
telling you before, I think this deck is really strong.
Yeah, I mean, I am equipped to beat it. It is just I'm just thinking, how am I gonna, how do I wanna loop it? Because I feel like if I survive a little bit, it's fine. I also made a big mistake last turn, I think. Okay, so punch that ping.
Do you want to take the 5, or do you want to take the 4? Do you want
No,
to?
because I know you have the bolt, so I just really don't want to take that much damage. I'm just thinking if there's a world where I can keep the ghoul, and I don't think I can. So
I
even
actually
that,
don't have a bolt, but I do think you should block. I mean, it just seems like the right thing.
yeah, definitely.
And you ping. I get to ping you. You
Mm-hmm.
ping that. Makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Got Icy Manipulator. It's pretty strong.
Yeah, I feel like it is. Let me make sure that I have all of my stops, not like last time.
Yeah. Okay, let's play a giant spider.
Sure.
Yeah, the
Hmm.
Scepter's not been doing too much. I mean, you got it out early, but
Yeah, I mean, it's not doing too much because I have to. If this was control versus control, it would be doing a lot more.
yeah.
What do I want to do? I want to do this if possible. So then, if I did this here, I cannot do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh. Interesting. I might not even be able to do it. This is too much. I'm just 1 mana away from glory here.
Yeah. It's a shame.
That's fine. Yeah, that's whatever. We can do that, or we can do this. This here. I don't think that makes sense, so I'm just gonna do that.
You should read the flavor text for Cure Date.
For this one specifically,
Aw, you can.
it's the 4 Infuriae, yeah. That was
That's funny.
funny.
Okay. Stable mutation finally gone. But we do have
That's
a
fine.
ogre.
So it doesn't really matter.
Taps. It's fine. I think here it's just time to start getting rid of that mana.
Yeah, I haven't been drawing any lands, unfortunately for me.
Yep.
I mean, I'm drawing a land. It is not the land I want to draw.
That's probably City of Brass then. Love City of Brass, especially with that art. It's just so nice.
I think I have to. Do I have to? Just not gonna be good enough, I think. In which case, what am I doing? Just holding? Feels bad. I mean, I can hold a fort for a bit, but not that much. So, it's gonna be fine.
Mutation is getting bad now, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, sure.
But
I mean,
I mean,
3 turns after the fact.
yeah, it's such a good card for this early aggression.
It is a pretty good card. It is a pretty good card.
Okay, you're gonna tap Spider, sure.
That's it.
Let's go for the attack here. Because you could block and activate the Kumbaj, which, if you wanted to,
If I wanted to, do I though?
I don't know.
This one damage switch creature with fighting each player. Any player may activate this ability.
Yep.
Fun.
You can tap your City Abreast for that if you want.
I could, in fact, do that, yes. It is ill-advised.
Yeah. You sure you don't want to take 2 damage?
I mean, there's a way for me to almost clear the board, which is very funny. Yeah, let's see about that. No, not right now, actually. I mean, I'll take it, I guess.
Is the board about to get cleared? Oh.
No.
Ifrit is dead.
As per usual with this deck, I'm just barely holding on.
Yeah, and it's just a bit too slow, I think, for the onslaught of game 1. I mean,
That's fine.
I drew very well, so we're just gonna go for the attack.
I mean, so far I'm not taking damage, so. Oh.
You were tapped out,
Then, yeah.
so.
I don't have a counter spell. Yeah, we didn't draw that well, unfortunately. I needed one more land at any point.
Alright, I'm gonna mute.
Alright, so we're gonna... Yeah.
Okay, so here, against their black-red deck, I mean, this card is just disgusting, being able to counter all their black spells. I do like Old Man of the Sea, being able to steal their witch. And I do like a couple Blue Elemental Blast. I don't think we need the full amount. So we can take out the Unsummon here. We can take out the... I guess the Thicket Basilisk is not insane. I do like Steel Artifact also. Seeing how heavily they were relying on those artifacts, it'll be nice to have. I think we want to slow down a little bit as they're going to bring in more removal. So I'm going to take out one Unstable, and I'm going to take out the Phantom Monster, which I've not seen this art before. That's pretty cool. And then for the final thing to take out, I think we're going to take out a Stone Rain. I mean, I think on the draw is just not worth it. Honestly, I think I'm just going to take out all the Stone Rains to bring back the creatures that I took out. So yeah, let's see how this goes.
So Matt has the hyper aggro. However, most of his deck actually just relies on that. So I am not terribly worried about that, surprisingly enough. So how are we going to fight that? I think we just gotta go for the just removal non-stop. We have to win combat for the most part. These are just blockers. I am not attacking as much as he is. So these are just big assholes to block. What else? What else? Rep feels okay. I don't know that I want it. Ring is probably just gonna be too slow to win for me. They still have the blast, so maybe that's an interesting idea. And Holy Strength is probably not gonna be good enough. I think the Horde is also just too slow, even though I really like it. I'll try like this. Alrighty.
Into game 2.
Into game 2. Ooh boy. Well, I mean, it's gonna be a very interesting one, that's for sure.
Okay, Swamp. Pass. Okay. Well, we got the Kurt Ape coming back. Ooh, destroys my mountain so quickly. It's so mean.
It is mean.
Luckily, the Kurt Ape just cares about having a forest to be a 2/3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That is pretty scary. Honestly, I'm fine with trading here, so we're just gonna go for that trade.
Do I want to trade?
I
I feel
don't
like
know.
I can just
I mean,
I do actually here.
having to pay 2 for every attack is pretty
Well, it's
costly.
not an attacker.
Yeah. We got the Kumbaj Witches. It's perfectly valid. Great card.
It is a great card.
Um, actually, let's untap. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's just let's just try.
Yeah,
Draw
we'll try.
three. That's fine.
Just draw 3. See what we get.
Oh my god.
Okay, just passing. Okay, I'm pretty happy about you just passing because now it's time for my gin.
I love this one. It's very silly.
It's a very silly card, but it kills so fast. It's definitely worth.
I had two of these, and I'm like, eh.
I have 2 of them too. I'm gonna just. I mean, they felt great in my testing. Obviously, you're gold fishing, so it's gonna feel better when your opponent's doing nothing. But here, I think I'm just in a really good spot to be able to use this. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
interesting. You played into me being able to untap with counterspell because you wanted to see that land destroyed. Ooh, city in a bottle. It's a good card for that.
I mean, I also like I draw the card and I'm like, well, if Matt has like a super aggro Arabian Nights base deck, like this is gonna
Yeah.
stop it. Because most of the cards that I saw from you were that.
Yeah, there is a lot of Arabian Nights in my deck, which can definitely make it rough to deal with that. Um, yeah, it's a.
Oh, oh.
Ooh,
Mm.
feel like we're gonna see a mountain here.
Are we gonna see a mountain?
I don't know. We'll see something.
You have a lot of counter spells, so I'm kind of like uninclined. Let me read this card one second. It is actually very funny. I mean, I guess. Okay. Well, I cannot play this. I cannot play this. I could play this. Oh, I sided out the card that I wanted. Yikes. So there's really not a ton that we can play, huh? Interesting.
Yeah, city in a bottle did a pretty good job of just.
Yeah, just like stopping everything in its tracks.
Icy Manipulator, good card. Definitely scary, but I think we're gonna be okay because it's actually our Icy Manipulator. Um, Gotta say thank you for that.
That's fine. Why are you gonna do that, my swamp?
Yeah, I'm gonna tap your swamps
Sure. Go for it, bro.
or your Mox
Here,
Emerald.
another one. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what was funny? I'm like, there's the Djinn that gives Forest Walk, and I'm like, we both have Mox Emerald. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was about to play the ogre, and I was like, wait, no, I can't because of city in a bottle.
I
No.
assumed you'd like hyper index on it, and so I'm like, okay, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so here I gotta get the mana.
Here's the thing: you are theoretically not able to play this card, so it's not coded properly.
What do you mean? Players can't cast spell or play. Oh, you're right.
That's funny.
Oops. That is,
'Cause
yeah.
I did not search for one land just because I thought it would not work, but apparently it does. That's fine.
Do you want me to play as if I didn't have that?
I don't think so. It's fine. It doesn't really matter.
Okay. Well, then I'm bringing out the Thicket Basilisk.
That's fine.
He thick. And we're just going to tap that.
Oh,
Okay. I would have been able to play it this turn anyhow, so.
yeah, it's fine. I mean, I assumed eventually, like, it's gonna happen. Da, da, da.
I doubt that the Mox Emerald matters, but I'm just going to keep tapping it.
It really doesn't.
The Mountain might matter, though.
I want definitely Monteros. Blue Elemental Blast.
Yeah, had to bring those in. They're just too good if you bring any red deck.
I have my own. It is.
Mountain's definitely more important to tap.
Yeah, it's not like I'm drawing all of my red cards. It's so unfortunate that I sided out the card that I wanted to demonic as well.
You have to tell me after the match.
Yeah. All this mana, I just want something to do with it.
Good. I'm just going to play this so I can reveal it. Even though I shouldn't be able to, I'm just going to do it to reveal.
Yeah, I assume this much.
Yeah, very excited for that in the future. Putting that in like a control list or something.
Oh, never mind.
Is
Silly
it
me.
sitting in a bottle blocking it?
Yes.
All right.
Well, I think I already told my blockers are from City, like for Arabian Nights.
Sorry, but that city in a bottle is where it is over.
I just had all of my.
Oh no. That is so unfortunate.
That's fine.
Well, new games.
GG.
Thank you so much for everyone.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just say thank you so much everyone for watching this match, and we're gonna move to the. Please go ahead.
I opened a hilarious amount of cards that are blocked. I had Sorcerer Queen, which I wanted to just like start making things as O2s. There was this like green. There's like this green snake. It's like a 1/1.
Oh yeah. The one with you have to pay one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Open
I
a
was
bunch
like,
of
oh, I
those.
could actually play that and slap, but it wasn't on. There was another card because I got this like 1/1 with lifelink basically. And I'm like, oh, I can just put a lot of like unstable mutations on it, but it's also not there. So yeah, when I demonicked, I wanted to get demonic hordes because I had enough mana, but I never got. But then I took it out because I thought that the deck would be too slow.
I see.
I also got a Library of Alexandria, and I got not one but two Bazaars.
Oh, those are gonna be great once we get reanimate and stuff like that.
My first pack was Bazaar, my second pack was Bazaar Library, and I was like, okay, well.
Wow.
And then it all went downhill from there.
All right. Well, we're going to see you all in Antiquities, and since I rolled an unban today, we are just going to make it so that no bans happen as a result of the second loss. See you guys all next week with the third episode of the expansion series.
See ya.